for another workout of the day. Today is 5 rounds for time. It is called Fireball. It is 20 weighted lunges, 5 handstand push-ups, 20 sit-ups, 5 deadlifts, 20 renegade rows, and 5 burpee box jumps. So we're going to go through all of those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. The first movement is going to be our weighted lunge. So let's just go over the lunge movement first before we start adding weight. So the modification would be just the body weight. So we want to make sure we're standing up nice and tall, and we're going to go ahead and step forward and come down, and we want a 90-degree angle here, and we want a 90-degree angle in the back as well. So we want this 90-degree, that 90-degree, and our chest is up. And then we're just going to use that front foot to push us forward to come up. What we don't want to do is come down and use our hands on our legs to push ourselves up. That does a few things for us. That makes our back rounded and out of whack. It also puts this extra pressure on our knees here and our hips. So by doing that, you're making things worse on you. You think you're helping. If you need a little extra help, you can be next to a bench and just push up a little bit on that bench and go back and forth. But we really want this to be a leg movement. So we don't want to be putting too much pressure, or we don't want to be leaning onto that bench. So we want to be sitting up nice and tall, just one hand, and it's a straight up. So no leaning this way. We want to make sure we're all aligned. So with the weight, we can do a front rack where we're holding the dumbbell like this, and we're just coming, straight up and down, which is really important when we're adding weight to make sure that our back is in a nice straight line. We can also do a suitcase carry with 2 dumbbells. So the important thing here is we don't want to let that weight pull us forward. We want to make sure we're squeezing our shoulders together and keeping our shoulders back. And as we come down, nice and straight, and holding those shoulders in a nice tight squeeze. You can also, for a little resistance, add to your legs a band like this just above the knee, and you're going to go ahead and do that regular lunge there. Okay, the next movement is going to be our handstand push-up. This one is kind of hard to work with to show you. I'll just show you against the wall. You're basically going to cartwheel yourself up to the wall and do a push-up using the wall to keep you nice and steady. So from this angle, it's probably not the best, but again, we're just going to come up, come down, and press up. Or you can do a kipping where you're using your legs to drive your body upward. So modifications for that, you can set like an ab mat or a plate there, and your hands on either side so you're not going down as far. More modifications. So you can do a regular push-up. So we're going to be nice, flat. Our hands are going to be under our shoulders, and we're going to come down in a nice, even way. We're not keeping our butt up, and we're not sagging down. We're just bringing our body all down equally at the same time. We can also do a modified push-up on our knees. And again, we want our butt to be nice and flat. We don't want to be sticking up or sagging down as we're coming down. Another thing you can do is against a bench, and push up to the bench. More modifications. So if you want to, you're not quite ready for the wall, you want to still have a little bit more resistance here, you're going to put your feet on the box, your butt is going to be up in the air, and you're going to come down and bring that head forward as you come down and touch the ground in between those hands. You can also do a piked push-up where you're going to be on your toes, come down into this V position, and again, you're going to come down, bring that head forward between those legs, and you want to be on your toes so that you can have that motion a little bit easier. So yeah, you can use a box or a bench to get that extra upwardness, or you can set plates to put your feet on at a height that you feel comfortable at. Okay, next movement are sit-ups. I think everybody knows how to do a sit-up. So we're going to come down, bring our hands back and all the way forward, squeezing those abs as you come forward. You want to use your abs to lift your body. Make sure that your whole back is coming off the ground. Modification would be to the knees. We want to get that back off the ground. So see how I'm reaching, but my back is still off the ground. We just don't want to be doing this. We want to try our hardest to get that back off the ground. You can also do leg lifts. So squeezing those abs nice and tight, your shoulders are off the ground, and you're just going to lift your legs in a slow pace, keeping that back flat against the floor. Okay, next movement is our deadlift. If you have a barbell, awesome. If not, we have modifications for that. So with the deadlift, we're going to set ourselves up so that our feet are about hip width apart, maybe a little slightly wider, depending on your stance. We're going to do a mixed grip, so one palm facing outward, one palm facing inward. And this is going to keep the barbell nice and steady in those hands, so you don't have to worry about trying to grip it too hard. We want to be in contact with the bar the whole time. So you're going to be real intimate with your barbell. Okay, so you're going to set up. You want to bring the barbell into your shins. Your butt is always going to be above your knee. So that means you're never coming this low. You always want this higher than this. And what I see a lot of people when they do deadlifts, they kind of start like this, and you see how my knee would be over the barbell. What I suggest is that if you can, it's a little mobility, but bring those knees back so that you create this straight line, so you're not having to worry about moving the barbell. The barbell can just come up in the straight line, and as you come up, you're straightening out, and the barbell can stay in contact the whole time. Otherwise, you got to worry about bringing the barbell over your knees. So we're going to set up, I'm going to have my grip. I come down, my back is straight. I'm squeezing my shoulders back, and I'm straightening my shins, and I'm pulling up, and I'm standing all the way up at the top. Now, what we don't want, and then we're going to come back down, and again, everything is nice, tight, and close, which are pretty much all the same word. So the other thing is, again, like I said, make sure your back is straight, your shoulders are back the whole time. We don't want to put extra strain in our lower back, which is where people get hurt with the deadlift, right? Is when they get loose
Or another thing that people tend to do is they overextend at the top. So now I'm putting all that pressure on this part of my back, and that's where it doesn't feel good, and that's where you're going to feel the hurt the next day or later that day. So just make sure when you come up, you stand straight up, you lock out those knees, lock out those hips, but you're not leaning back. Okay, so modifications, you can use a dumbbell, just set that up. Same thing, keeping that dumbbell nice and tight. You can use a kettlebell, same thing, in between the legs. Stand all the way up at the top, touch at the bottom, or you can use a band. I suggest using a thicker one for this. So you can do 2 ways. You can just use the one band, which is going to be not much of a resistance, or you can pull it through so your feet are wrapped in that band. You're going to grab both ends and you're going to stand up straight. This is going to give you more of the deadlift feeling and resistance. And make sure with the band, you're standing all the way up at the top. So my knees are straight, my hips are locked, and then I'm coming back down, release, and keeping my back straight, everything in good, tight condition there. Okay, next movement, let's get this out of the way, is going to be our renegade rows. So facing forward first, we want the 2 dumbbells to be under your shoulders, and you're going to set your feet at a wider stance than you would for, say, a push-up, because we want to create this nice, great platform to pull, because the only thing that should be moving during this movement is your arms. So we're going to create this steady platform, wide stance, and we're going to come up to about 90 degrees with our elbow. And we're just going to march back and forth. You got to squeeze those abs, squeeze those glutes. You want to make sure you're not moving that lower body at all. So you don't want to be pulling like this. It's not a twisting movement. You want everything to be as still as possible. Now, from the side view, wide stance, nice and flat in a plank position, and again, little to no movement in that lower body as you go back and forth. Now you can also use a band for this if you don't have dumbbells or not a weight that you feel comfortable with, and just march, again, keeping everything nice and steady. Or you can do shoulder taps, and again, because there's no weight, don't let yourself loosey-goosey here. We want to make sure you're still squeezing everything nice and tight. And if you can't really get down to the floor, that's okay. You can set yourself up with the bench, and same position here. We're going to come out, and again, we want to keep that lower body straight. Okay, the next movement is our burpee box jump. So first, we're going to do a burpee into a box jump. So you're going to come down into that burpee position, kick out, touch the ground, come back up. You want to try to get as close as possible to the box without smashing your face into the box, and then jump with both feet all the way on top of the box. No feet hanging off the box, no jumping in this low position. We want to land in a quarter squat, stand all the way up. You can step down or jump down, back into that burpee, back onto the box. So, modifications. You can do the burpee on the box, come down, push up, jump up. You can skip the burpee and just do the box jump. You can do a burpee with a step up. So foot all the way on top of the box. You're going to use this leg to step up. Once that's straight, go ahead, step down, and just make sure you're switching which leg you're stepping on each time you go up the box. You can also do a half burpee. So just kick out, come back up, jump on the box, same thing on the box, and up, or step up. Okay, so that's 5 rounds of all those movements. Remember, nutrition is important to mix with your fitness to give you the best results. Visit us at www.macromachinecoaching.com. Book your free consultation today. Just comment YouTube and we'll hook you up with a free consultation. So good luck and let us know how you like it.